Just ahead on CTV News.
Tens of thousands of votes are still being counted at the Board of Elections for the Prince George's County special election. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll have those updates coming up on CTV News.
Plus, we spotlight an organization that empowers nonprofits within the county. And Simon Buggs has our Friday sports page. Those stories and more on CTV News starting now. Good evening, this is CTV News for March 7th. I'm Michaela Newton. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, a special primary election for Prince George's County has still not been called. CTV's Bryce Parker has the latest.
It's been 3 days since polls have closed in the Prince George's County special election, and many county residents are still wondering, why has the primary election for county executive not been called yet? Well, it's because votes are still being counted, tens of thousands to be exact, and the Board of Elections is working full throttle, making sure that every vote is counted.
The election's not called yet because all the ballots haven't been counted. We're in process of counting the ballots, which is called a canvassing process.
And in this near 1 million person county, that takes not only time, but manpower.
When you get thousands of ballots, it just takes time to actually go through them. So we're in canvass, and we're hoping to kind of finish up in the next couple of days. I don't know if that's going to be the exact amount of time that we need, but we typically can do it within 8 or 10 days or so.
Given that timeline, Hutchinson tells us the Board of Elections should be able to start counting provisional ballots on March 12th, the final step of this long and thorough process.
We hope to have final results, we hope by next Friday.
Now, this special election has been designated as a mail-in ballot election, meaning all registered voters in the county would receive a ballot in the mail whether they requested one or not, prompting county residents to wonder why in-person voting was allowed to take place. In response,
the law also says that there has to be a certain amount of days when someone can go in person if they choose.
After the election, every voter's ballot goes through a processing system which documents that your ballot has been received. If multiple ballots are submitted, only the first ballot is counted.
We go through great lengths to make sure there are secure ways to ensure that people only cast one ballot.
Reporting in Largo, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
All right, Bryce, thanks so much. Well, to stay up to date with the unofficial election results, you can visit the Maryland Board of Elections website right there on your screen. And the road to rebuilding the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore got even clearer this week thanks to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The Corps gave a green light for the rebuild to start. They issued a permit which gives the Maryland Transportation Authority the ability to construct the bridge, which will reconnect the Interstate 695 Beltway. This news comes just 3 weeks before the one-year anniversary of when the cargo ship Dolly crashed into the bridge and caused it to collapse. 6 construction workers were killed in the incident, and new bridge construction is set to start this fall and be completed by 2028. Now, a key fiscal panel has cut $280 million from the state's revenue projections, citing concerns over federal budget and job cuts, plus a potential shutdown. Treasurer Derek Davis expressed frustration, saying Maryland residents just want relief from rising costs, not chaos. He emphasizes that businesses need stability, which the state can't provide due to federal uncertainty. Now, the updated forecast includes a $400 million loss in income taxes over 2 years, partially offset by small gains in other areas. And President Trump's mass firings of federal workers could hurt the state's economy. Trump is planning to cut 29,000 federal jobs, with around 12,000 in Maryland already laid off or put on leave. Governor Wes Moore and other General Assembly members says the state should not rely on federal jobs and find new ways to diversify the economy. Now the General Assembly is proposing budget ideas like a 2.5% sales tax increase on services paid by certain businesses. And Attorney General Anthony Brown is suing multiple federal agencies for its mass firings. Brown says the firings will hurt Maryland financially, with supporting newly unemployed workers and reviewing unemployment assistance. Over 800 fired federal employees in Maryland have applied for unemployment. Brown says the Trump administration blindsided the state and is forcing Maryland to deal with the consequences. He also points out Trump using federal workers as political pawns.
This is a coordinated effort to eliminate the federal workforce by any means necessary. But the president cannot break the law to accomplish his misguided goals. If an administration intends to let go federal workers en masse, then federal law requires agencies to give states 60 days notice so we can take steps to mitigate the harm caused by the layoffs. That is not what President Trump did.
Maryland, along with 19 other states, are asking the court to rule the firings as illegal and end the mass layoffs. Well, President Trump has tasked his new education secretary, Linda McMahon, with putting herself out of a job by shutting down the Department of Education. McMahon says her mission is to cut bureaucratic waste and give more power to the states, with an executive order possibly coming this week to start the process. While closing the department would be a major undertaking, big changes are already underway, with cuts to contracts and staff. The department oversees billions in federal funding for schools and student loans, and if it shuts down, those duties would shift to other agencies. And the Maryland Health Department should soon tap into millions of unspent insurance funds to help cover abortions for uninsured and underinsured residents. Legislation moving through the House and Senate aims to unlock $25 million in unspent premiums from the Affordable Care Act. This week, the House Health Committee passed House Bill 930, and the Senate Finance Committee heard testimony on Senate Bill 848, including from Budget Chair Guy Gazoon. Now, the bills could provide crucial funding for reproductive health services across the state. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, these days, everyone is trying to save a dollar, but now the Department of Motor Vehicles is cracking down on drivers who've taken advantage of a loophole. We'll have that story and more after the break.
We are the nation's largest integrated healthcare system, providing life-changing care to over 9 million veterans.
Our hands are busy, competent, skilled, healing, helping, and friendly. A place where diverse teams come together hand in hand to provide full patient-centered care. Working in state-of-the-art facilities with influential leaders in healthcare, all with a single goal in mind: to help veterans heal, recover, and get their lives back in a place where everyone plays a part and where your efforts are truly appreciated. A place so innovative and forward-thinking that we're rebuilding hands and where even robots lend a hand.
Join hands with us. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. Around the world, generations of leaders build new friendships and solve problems, turning great ideas into reality. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Hi, I'm the Big C. Hey, look at this beautiful couple. I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, don't say it, don't assume. Did you know more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour?
Oh, man.
It's a bummer, but the good news is skin cancer is a cancer you can see, so you can go get checked. You can check each other regularly, make it romantic. Turns out I'm a matchmaking mirror. You're welcome. Love might be in the air.
Welcome back. Grocery prices are skyrocketing, but new strategies could help you save big. Supermarkets are rolling out smarter ways to cut costs, like digital coupons, loyalty rewards, and higher quality store brands that cost up to 25% less. Technology is also changing the shopping experience with smart carts that weigh produce and automated checkouts to speed up lines.
The 2 magic bullets for saving at the supermarket is take advantage of those loyalty programs. They really do save money, and go to the full out extent with them. If you save $1 by downloading it to your phone and getting a digital coupon, download it and get the digital coupon. And the other thing is trying those private label goods. You can save 20% on the food and as much as 40% on the personal care things like mouthwash or body lotion or wash that you get private label. So those two things are really the 1-2 punch, most impactful things that you can do for saving at the grocery store.
Now, to maximize your savings, check out more tips at consumerreports.org. And we now have an update into the fatal pedestrian collision that followed an attempted traffic stop in Hyattsville last week. The victim has been identified as 33-year-old Esmeralda Montoya Perez. She was struck by a vehicle on the shoulder of East-West Highway last Friday night. The driver was fleeing from Hyattsville police officer, Private Carlos Flores, after he attempted to pull them over. The Attorney General's Independent Investigations Division is still working to solve this case. And the Office of the Medical Examiner is investigating the death of a man who was found unresponsive in Seat Pleasant Thursday. Police found the man inside of his car at the 6300 block of Addison Road. Now, once officers arrived on the scene, they began performing CPR and got help from Prince George's Fire and EMS. Unfortunately, they were unable to resuscitate him. The cause of his death is still unknown at this time. For 24 years, a local organization has been working to help nonprofit groups that serve Prince George's. After all these years, their mission is still going strong. This is Tiffany Turner Allen. She is the executive director of Nonprofit Prince George's County. The organization serves as a coalition for nonprofit groups that are based in or serve the county. Now, since its founding in 2001, it has more than 250 members, which include nonprofits and even 3 municipalities. The group focuses on advocacy, collaboration, and education.
So we'd like to say that we're the heartbeat of the nonprofit community, right? And so with that being said, the nonprofits that call themselves members of ours, those nonprofits are so unique in all of the work that they do. When you see your nonprofit organizations out in communities serving food, helping the unhoused, providing some form of education or direct service to people, there's also another organization or organizations that help with the capacity of those nonprofit organizations.
The organization also operates a resource center, which allows smaller nonprofit groups to utilize its office space. And a proposed tax on sugary drinks leaves business owners feeling a little salty. Dozens of Maryland business owners were present for a House Ways and Means Committee meeting to express their displeasure with the bill. However, supporters of the bill believe it will raise $500 million for healthy school lunches and child care amidst the state's budget deficit. If the bill does pass, it would be the first of its kind in the United States. And the Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration is cracking down on drivers registering their vehicles in Virginia, costing the state $12 million in annual revenue. Maryland drivers have been taking advantage of a loophole that saves drivers more than $100 a year in registration fees. Maryland and Virginia are in cooperation to enforce proper compliance and make sure Maryland drivers are paying their fair share. And still to come on CTV News.
Hey everyone, we have a lot going on this weekend, especially for my ladies. Stay tuned, What's the Move is up next.
We hear the stories of people forced to abandon their home. The stories of people whose dreams have been swept away, or their lives left hanging by a thread. Or whose worlds have been blasted apart. Although the stories repeat themselves, each person's experience is unique as they are. And whether it's care or community that people need, we're here to help them live a new chapter, to embrace what makes them unique, be a lifeline to the most vulnerable.
Out! Out! Everybody out! Come on!
Good job. Under 2 minutes.
Keep your loved ones safe from home fires. Practice a 2-minute drill until it's part of your routine. And test your smoke alarms monthly.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. After rent and power, I can get groceries. It's sad to say food comes last. Anna from Texas. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Federal workers, listen up. In honor of National Employee Appreciation Day, Nando's is offering a free meal to all federal workers today only. According to an announcement on the company's website, the restaurant plans to appreciate the unappreciated by offering federal workers in the DMV a free quarter chicken and chips. The promotion applies to current or recently laid off workers. And during this Women's History Month, Governor Wes Moore was proud to post on X this morning that Maryland is ranked in the top 5 best states for women. The governor shared the Wallet Hub ranking of the nation's best and worst states for women in 2025. Maryland came in at number 5, while the top 4 spots were taken by New York, D.C., Minnesota, and Massachusetts at number 1. Maryland ranked 5 in women's economic and social well-being and 9 in women's health care and safety. And well, if you like later sunsets, get ready. Daylight savings time begins this weekend. We will lose an hour of sleep when clocks spring forward on Sunday, but that's what gives us those later sunsets. If you use your smartphone for an alarm, don't worry, the clock will automatically adjust. And the time of year also serves as a great reminder to spring into action and change your fire alarm batteries. All right, everyone, along with setting your clocks forward and changing out those fire alarm batteries, you might be looking for something fun to do this weekend. Brittany Aaliyah has some ideas to get your weekend started with What's the Move.
Hello, friends, and happy Friday. So it's March, which means Women's History Month. And if you didn't already know, International Women's Day is tomorrow. So there's a lot going on this weekend, especially for all my ladies, okay? First up, Her Story 5K is back with its 7th annual Women's History Month celebration. Now, this 5K is inspired by Mayor Bowser and it celebrates the incredible women who've shaped our city and our country. Let me just tell you, it's completely free and it's also family stroller and dog friendly. That sounds like a good time. And because I heard it's supposed to be nice outside tomorrow, which fingers crossed, ladies and men, because we can't forget about the men, come on down to Freedom Plaza tomorrow from 10 to 1 and celebrate. Also, sticking with the ladies theme, tomorrow the You Remind Me 90s R&B tour will be at the Kennedy Center tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. So if you don't know what this is, it's a celebration of legendary Black female artists who defined the sensuality, depth, and soul of 90s R&B music. DJ Ty Alexander will be spinning some classics on the ones and twos, and you know we love a soulful R&B vibe. So make sure you go check it out, ladies. And if you want to see some impressive moves on the basketball court, you guys, the Harlem Globetrotters will be at Capital One Arena tomorrow. From the dunks to the alley-oops and the long shots, seeing it up close and personal is so different, but it's also very impressive and much more fun. I mean, it's literally jaw-dropping. So, one last thing I want to ask you guys. Who's in the mood for a good laugh? We the Ones tour is coming to Eagle Bank Arena on Sunday, and this is probably the biggest comedy tour in the country right now. Like, I'm telling you. But let me just let you know who's hosting it. Mike Epps. Like, need I say more? But you also have some other heavy hitters too, like Carlos Miller, Country Wayne, Lil Duval, Corey Holcomb, Mojo Brooks, Haha Davis, and Bubba Dub. I mean, come on. That's such a great lineup. So grab your tickets now. That's what's happening around the DMV this weekend. Happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women out there, and tune in next week for more on What's the Move.
All right, Brittany, sounds like fun. Thanks so much. And stay with us. Simon Buggs is here for our Friday sports page.
That's right, Michaela, and I'm very excited about today because I have a package I think our fans are going to love. Hey there, everyone. You're going to love today's sports page. I have an inside look for you on the Maryland High School Wrestling State Championship. Stay right there.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
What's going on, guys? I know you had to wait, but it's finally time for your Friday sports page. We begin with some exciting wrestling news. The Showplace Arena was packed yesterday as the state wrestling tournament had officially begun. From Calvert County to Prince George's, wrestlers from schools from all over Maryland looked to put on a show to become the next state champs. I was able to catch up with some wrestlers from a school right here in the county, and they told me what was going through their minds about being able to be a part of such an exciting day.
I feel very lucky to be here, and I feel like it's an opportunity to be able to wrestle here at the state tournament and possibly become a state champion.
You know, I feel amazing. You know, this is my first time making it to the state tournament. I fell short last year. So, you know, I just feel great. I just want to come here, you know, have fun while wrestling.
You know, it feels great. This is my second time coming back to States. This time it was for a different school. I did with the Thomas Stone High School, and to be wrestling for them and then wrestle for Potomac, I feel like it's a big thing because I'm spreading, you know, good wrestling out to different schools. So yeah.
One of the highlights of the day was when Gwen Parks Jada Agers, who's wearing the pink headgear, took the mat. And after getting her opponent into a near fall, Agers was able to maintain her hold and pin her opponent. Because of this, the Lady Yellow Jacket won her match to advance to the next round. I spoke to Agers afterwards, and she told me her thoughts going into the match and how she felt after she won.
The way that I was feeling into going to the match, I was nervous and stuff, and I had to like cite to myself saying that I'm confident and I got this and that stuff. But when I finished the match, I felt happy that I got it over with. Like all the nerves was gone and stuff like that. And I had to remind myself that it's just one match and I have way more to go.
Not too long after, Eleanor Roosevelt's Jennifer DeJobo took the mat, and she had a strong showing as well. First, the Lady Raider had this nice takedown on her opponent, and afterwards she was able to get her opponent's shoulder blades on the mat and pin her to advance to the next round. I got the chance to speak with DeJobo after the match, and she told me what she wanted to work on coming into the tournament.
Probably hand fighting and my sweep singles. And yeah, more of like setup to shots also.
Man, that was a fun day. The tournament continued today with the quarter and semifinals, followed by the championship finals tomorrow. And there will be even more high school hoops action tonight as the state basketball playoffs continue. Frederick Douglass will match up against Westlake. Oxon Hill will face off against South River. And finally, Flowers look to advance to the next round when they take on Reservoir. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Commanders say farewell to one of their own, as it was announced earlier today that the team will be releasing defensive tackle Jonathan Allen. This comes after the team failed to find a trade partner for the two-time Pro Bowler. The Alabama product was entering the final year of his deal with the Burgundy and Gold with an almost $16 million base salary. By releasing Allen, the team saves over $16 million in cap space. In 8 years with the franchise, Allen recorded 42 sacks and 108 starts.
All right, Simon, thanks so much. Now, were you actually surprised that the Commanders released Jonathan Allen?
I wasn't, Michaela, because first things first, this is a guy that he wasn't very productive this past season, and he's coming off of an injury, so I can understand why teams are hesitant to pay for him. Of course, you want to get something back for a player like Allen, being a two-time Pro Bowl. You want to get some kind of value, but like I said, us releasing him, we get to free up some cap space, which is pretty good because we do have a variety of holes on the team, and we can use that money to sign some players. It sucks to see Allen go. He was a big part of our team for a very long time, but it was time to move on. So all the best to him moving forward.
Absolutely. Simon, thanks so much.
No problem.
Before we go, let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, there will be some isolated showers in the area until midnight. Tomorrow is going to be mostly sunny with a high of 51 and a low of 29. Sunday, it's going to be sunny. We'll reach a high of 54. And don't forget to spring forward. Monday is going to feel more like spring when we reach a high of 63. And for our community calendar, tomorrow morning, the city of Laurel is hosting a Women's History Month event. Women from all walks of life are invited to enjoy entertainment activities, mentoring opportunities, and a keynote speaker. This event will be held from 10 a.m. to noon at the City of Laurel Multi-Service Center. For more information, contact 443-972-0513. All right, that's all the time we have for CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again Monday.
Good night, everybody, and have a great weekend.
I'm Leslie, Chief Marketing Officer of Guns. We've never met, but I'm already in your head. My company manufactures guns, and I manufacture your manhood. I make men like you feel big and strong by selling you bigger guns and even bigger lies. And if motivating you doesn't work, I'll just scare you into buying one. Be a man. Take control. Protect your family from those people. I got plenty of tricks up my sleeve.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions. Telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready Explore teaching at teach.org.